Hey, happy Monday, sixth graders. It is March 15th. We are down to our last week before spring break. So I know that you guys are a little tired because we lost an hour. I also know that you're probably a little distracted because weather's getting better. You're looking outside and it is spring break on the horizon. But here's what I would say. This is the first week of trimester 3. Stay on top of everything. Get your work in. Work hard this week and then play hard next week. And that might be just being lazy. That's okay, but you got to earn it. So I plan on firing up like I'm going to be grading like a mad person this week, trying to get all the grades in. I'm also going to try to get all your stuff graded so that you guys can see a nice healthy score for trimester 3. But get your stuff in. Start strong. Start with an A. Start with your stuff completed. Start with a feel good. I'm working hard. I deserve a break kind of thing. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to change it up this week. We're going to have a little fun with sequential writing and then a little fun with descriptive writing. And I'm not actually going to say it's fun, a little non-fun, because we're going to read something that's going to be kind of harrowing. So activity number 1 today. Here's what we're going to do. So first things first, you're going to draw a superhero on paper. Be creative, put some effort into this. Do not use color because it will be too hard and complicated. So make sure that you draw out the best you can. Don't worry if you're a good drawer, who cares? Just draw a superhero, design it. Spend about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes on this, okay? That's step 1. Then step number 2, look at your drawing, and then I want you to write out in a paragraph, not bullet points. Try to write out the steps to drawing this monster for someone else. So this is sequential writing, right? That's what this is. Trying to get someone to do what you've already done. Then, if you're with me in Zoom, I will pair you up or put you in a breakout room, all right? If you are at home, then the step number 5 is where you're going to jump to. So you're going to submit. So if you're a distance learner, not on Zoom today, submit your paragraph to Schoology discussion post. And I will try to draw your monster based on your directions. So this should take about 15 minutes to write out because you're writing on a paragraph. Do not write bullet points. I don't want to see bullet points. We're not writing in bullet points. We're writing, okay? We're not listing. So I will try to draw your monster based on your directions, all right? And then I will upload it and you can see how you did, okay? That's activity number 1. This is probably about half an hour, 40 minutes. Activity number 2 comes from a really dark chapter in American history that not everyone knows. I think you've studied in Minnesota Studies. If you haven't, it's a really important thing to know about. This is the Trail of Tears. What happened between 1830 and 1850, our nation displaced Native Americans, indigenous people, right? They were in lands that were, a lot of it was the Midwest, and the government said, nope, those are ours. I mean, just basically stole land and moved all of these Native peoples west. And essentially, it kind of leads to Oklahoma. But this is what it looked like. This was a hard journey through, cold, barren land at times and hard winters. People died just because they were kicked out of their homes. It's a brutal time of history, and it's certainly not a time to be proud of. And I think in some ways we are still trying to make amends and make up for this. So there's a lot to be had here in terms of making up for our mistakes of the past. So that's still, to this day, it's 1830 to 1850, but 150 years later, 170 years later, we are definitely making the best of it. So, we're trying to recover some of the things that we did that were wrong, and that was wrong. So activity number 2 is this particular story, the Trail of Tears, right? I have a story. it's a memoir, and a memoir is a first person's account of something. So I would tell you a memoir of my time in the film industry, a memoir of this year in COVID as a teacher. It's a first person account. So I have attached a story of the Trail of Tears. It's fairly long, so it's going to take you a little while to read. I want you to answer the following questions in a descriptive paragraph about this story and your experience reading it. Okay? So this right here is the story, Trail of Tears, right here. Okay? And what I want you to do is I've broken it up into page 1, page 2, and page 3, right? Page 4. There are 9 pages of writing, but part of that's because I spread it out and I made the font bigger. So don't get too crazy about that. But I want you to try to read through this. We're going to read through it in class, but your job is to read on your own. Okay? Now, as you read, I want you to think about this. So whose perspective is this story told from? Okay? Is this first, second, or third? Or name the person. Then I want you to think about what is the overall mood or tone of the story. Is it happy, proud, ashamed, sad? I mean, these are just suggestions. Those are not the only words. There's much more there. What is the purpose for the writer of the story to share this story? Why would this writer need to tell this story? I want you to think about that as you're reading it. And then what's the message? Those are 2 different things. Why did they write it? And what are they trying to say, right? What's their point? What is the lesson? What is the reason, right? And then I want you to think about how effective is this writer for you as the reader. So did it work? As you read this, did you feel something? Do you feel like you believe them? You're on their side? Do you kind of like, I don't know, their argument wasn't awesome. I think there's some problems with what they said. I want you to think about that. So you're going to write out, and basically, as you answer these questions in a paragraph, this should be a pretty solid descriptive paragraph of what you read. That's it, right? Is that it's answering a sequence of questions, but they're not in bullet points. No bullet points. Paragraph. So here are the instructions for the day. Complete all the work today. So your monster, your drawing of the monster, your description of the instructions to draw the monster. Share the picture of that paragraph. I'm sorry, not monster, superhero. So share the picture of the paragraph. I don't care about your picture. You can if you want, but I want to see the picture of your paragraph. I want to read your paragraph so that I can try to draw it. Okay. Then I want you to, read the story. Actually, I should do this. Step 3, read memoir about the Trail of Tears. Okay. That's step 3. Then we have step 4. You're going to write your paragraph with the answer to the questions. All right. And then if you have time left over, read for fun. I'll put the reading log link on there. That's your work for today. All right. Get this in and get yourself easy points to start trimester 3. Do the work and I'll give you the points. Do the work and I'll give you the points. Do the work and I'll give you the points. And don't say I'll do it tomorrow. Do it today. Okay. All right, everyone. Be well. We'll see you mañana.